Welcome to Central Lanes in Salamanca, New York. This is Summer BTC Live. Here are the top four finalists for tonight's Stepladder Finals. The number 4 seed from Salamanca, New York, Jimmy Brown. The number 3 seed from Lancaster, New York, Troy Wozniak. The number 2 seed from Cheektowaga, New York, Ryan Kress. And the top seed defending champion from West Seneca, New York, Connor Nowak. Those are your 4 finalists for Summer BTC Live. And welcome everybody back to Central Lanes in Salamanca, New York. Show 5 of the Summer BTC Live season. Our defending champion, Connor Nowak. If you didn't watch show 4, you can go back and watch that show on demand. Here on our YouTube channel is Connor Nowak. Captured his 2nd Summer BTC Live week of the season. He won one of our events at Rapids Bowling Center in June. And he is now back on top here at Central Lanes in Salamanca, New York. I'm Joe Ciccone. Welcome to our show. We've got 3 Stepladder finals tonight. We've just completed the first. And this is show number 2. Live bowling action coming for you coast to coast from here just south of the Buffalo area. Let's set up our lane conditions that the players are bowling on here tonight. We're bowling on a pattern called Beaten Path. This is a 41-foot lane condition. The ratio we're bowling on tonight is 5.71 to 1. We've set this up a whole bunch throughout the day today. The lane condition, perhaps we're definitely using a higher ratio than we use in our event at Rapids Bowling Center, which was on an AMS synthetic surface. We're bowling on a wood surface here at Central Lanes in Salamanca. Do not let the higher ratio fool you. This is a challenging bowling center with very unique characteristics that we've talked about most of the day, and that is in the wood surface itself. And so the scores have been a bit lower. Conditions have been demanding. We expect the same as we go on through this show. We are set now for match number 1. We're going to talk more about the lanes as we go. Troy Wozniak versus Jimmy Brown. And we're going to get a handshake going. And we're ready to go. The higher seed in this match is Troy Wozniak, who you're looking at now. He has chosen to start this match. Troy is from Lancaster, New York, 37 years old. Lists his current average as 237. Collegiate bowler for Erie Community College. And Troy has had a good day here in Salamanca and gets us started with a week 10. Good effort to start. Looks like urethane today for Troy. If you watched show 4, or if you're watching on demand with us, you know that the name of the day today has been controlling the pocket. Not a lot of huge scores, close matches, and making shots when you need them. This is Jimmy Brown. And Jimmy Brown is out of the gate with a 9 count. Squaring up a little bit of technical issues as we start this show, just to prove that we're live. Jimmy Brown made our telecast here in year 1, in season 1 of our version of Beat the Champ here in Salamanca. He's bowled in a handful of our events. Again, these players have been here all day today. We started out at 9:30 in the morning, live first ball to last ball coverage. Second frame now for Brown. High on the right lane, light on the left lane. So far, the left lane has seemed to be more of the trouble lane of the two lanes. In our shows, we look at to see if that continues throughout our play today. Jimmy Brown from here in Salamanca, he actually works here at Central Lanes. Been a big help to us in getting things going. Trouble there on the 2-pin though, and a tough start here. Again, we haven't seen a lot of bowlers run away in these matches. Yet you definitely don't want to give your opponent an opening early on. And that is what he has done here. This is a Troy Wozniak. I haven't watched him pull a whole lot. However, I know one thing for sure. That is a full roller drilling on his bowling ball. So without getting a chance to actually check and know to see where his track is, and this is another ball with a full roller drilling, so I'm just going to go ahead and make a guess that Troy is a full roller bowler, and this is something that you don't see that much anymore. Full roller is a bowler that tracks between the fingers and thumb, and certainly someone with that type of style, in terms of ball motion, you don't normally see as pronounced of a back-end reaction. Troy certainly gets all he wants off his hand, for sure. Still, out of the gate, an interesting and unique look at this player. And doesn't get the weak 10 out in the left lane. Still an early lead. Just over 150 viewers on the stream to start the second of our Stepladder finals. Again, want to thank everyone for being here. These are separate streams, so if you haven't done so, if you enjoy our content, drop us a like. Oh, missed spare for Troy. Early errors from both players and perhaps some nerves out of the gate. Bowlers on show 2 have waited and watched as show 1 progressed and had some time to think and prepare, and this is not always as easy as it looks to be out there in front of everybody, and not what Jimmy Brown wanted on lane 8. Wants to get his 2 pins here. It's going to be 10-pin deficit early on in this match. Jimmy Brown. So we have 2 unique styles between these 2 players for sure, in that Jimmy Brown probably finishes as far behind the foul line as anybody that you might see in this sport. And I didn't get a chance to really talk to him much to ask him if this is something that he has done deliberately in his game or just something that developed over the years. He is so far behind the foul line. It certainly could be on purpose. He definitely has a lot of loft, and perhaps over the years, he found that the amount of loft in his game is, not favorable or not better for what he wants to do on the lanes, and instead of altering the physical part of the game, he just simply moved everything back. It's easy to make that guess. And very similar looking shot for Troy. Another weak 10. Again, urethane ball, controlling the back end, controlling the pocket, and until your opponent forces you to go for more, this is not the worst. I really I'm trying to get a good look on the camera angle when a ball comes back to notice if his track actually does track as a full roller, or if he just uses this layout to create a desired ball reaction. My guess is that more than one ball drilled that way. Full rollers basically don't have a lot of options on how they drill their bowling balls. The player that you think of most commonly is Tom Smallwood on the PBA Tour. If you watch any of the shows, this is the type of layout that he uses often in his bowling balls. And then he just switches between balls to get the differences in reaction from one ball to the next. Light hit there, 2-4. lists 4 leagues, does Troy Wozniak, out of Lancaster, New York, which is in the Buffalo area. Start bowling on the spares. 2 opens in 5 frames. Both bowlers now with 2 opens in 5 frames. This is, I don't want it, you take it match so far. 2-8 for Jimmy Brown now in the 8 lane. So one of these 2 bowlers is going to have to come up with some sort of something on the lanes here that gets the job done. Jimmy Brown, 42 years old. Lists his average as 225. We talked a lot about the character of the lanes here at Central Lanes. So you might guess as the mechanic here, he is as familiar with these lanes as anybody in our competition here. Talk a little bit more, since this is a separate stream for those of you that are watching on demand that might not have gotten to listen to our discussion about Central Lanes and the unique characteristics of this bowling center. Woodhouse, and we talk a little bit about the surface through the nose for the 310. Give you a little bit of a look at the lane surface here. Across a lot of lanes in this bowling center, and it's not as easy to see because of the camera angle and the glare on 7 and 8. You can see it a little bit better if you actually look at lane 6. Just beyond the arrows, there are a lot of dartboards on this wood surface and the makeup of these lanes here, and this is a characteristic that you would find in different bowling centers in the days when all centers were wood. And the Bobrick used to talk about the grain of the wood when he would describe lanes. And the particular characteristic here is that there are a prevalent amount of dartboards across the entire width of the lane. And if you aren't familiar with the difference in wood, a dark board on a wood lane is a harder board than the lighter colored board. So on a harder board, a bowling ball is not going to grip the lane as much as it does on a softer board, even if it's a small difference. Small differences are enough to turn into big differences when a bowling ball rolls down the lane. So when you have the layout of dartboards the way that you do here in Salamanca, they are evenly distributed across the lane. You get a few dark boards, then a few light boards, then a few dark boards, then a few light boards. There is no cluster of boards to where you could kind of use them to your advantage to make the ball hold or set in the pocket. Instead, it's kind of a dark light as you go across the lane. And so to put that, put that in perspective, think about bowling on a lane where the lane condition was oil, dry, going across the lane, and what a lot of people might have called a strip condition. On this sort of condition, it sometimes can be difficult to cross boards because your ball reaction can be more difficult to control when you're crossing from one amount of friction to another. And so it makes for sure pair-to-pair challenging here. It can make it challenging just to get lined up the way you want. In the current way most players play lanes, it's much less common for players to play up the boards any more than it used to be. You see most players wanting to hook the ball. So when you encounter a condition like this where crossing boards causes a problem or can be a challenge, you have to make the correct adjustments. You have to be on your game. You really have to have solid shot making throughout the day. It's not that you can't hook it. It's not that you can't cross boards. It's going to require a bit more precision than it might otherwise be on, say, a synthetic lane. So we talked about the lane pattern here being a 5.71 ratio. And yes, you may think 5.7 to 1, possibly a little bit higher in ratio. Perhaps the scores are a little bit better. When you combine that with the uniqueness of these lanes, what results is a condition where you need to make good shots. And we've seen that all day in the scores that we've had across our qualifying and our Stepladder finals. It is definitely continuing here. We have 2 strikes between these 2 players after 7 frames. And somebody has to win this match. All you need is 1 pin more than your opponent. So settle in, make the best shot that you can, make your spares, and try to move on. Two-pin lead for Wozniak. Good shot there. Makes the ball change. Gets that ball to go through the pins enough to get him a strike. Pins now the lead for Wozniak. Makes the same ball change on the left lane. A little lesser reactive type ball. Looks pretty good. Is pretty good. That's 3 in a row. And able to start to take command of this match. Jimmy Brown's going to need to put together a little late run. And still a bit of a struggle here. Possible 180. Jimmy can make the spare, and I think that we have a ball return. If Jimmy's the mechanic, does that mean he has to go get his own ball when it's stuck? I think someone else has got it for him. It's on its way back. So you just had to scare it here. Good spare in the 9th. 7 goals watching with us from Austria. That's awesome. Welcome to the stream. Again, this is meant to be an interactive live stream for everybody. We have about 250 viewers on the stream. Jump in the chat, say hi. If you got questions for us or whatnot, we'll do the best that we can to answer them as we go. We thank all of our viewers from everywhere. They're on board and watching us. Ken from North Tonawanda is watching. Glad to have you all with us. It's possible 169 for Jimmy. Troy comfortably in command, and a left-handed spare attempt that we are just going to we're just going to consider it is what it is. Even though we know that's not technically it's not technically a competitive shot that we can go with. It's not going to be enough either way for Jimmy Brown. Parker Miller here watching us live. Troy Wozniak is going to put the finishing touches on a first game win. Waiting in the wings is our number 2 seed. Player that's familiar to beat the champ. It's Ryan Kress in our next match. And 6 split. Sure that Troy would have been glad to get an extra lineup shot out of his 10th frame if he needed it there. It's going to still be enough to move on. So it's Troy Wozniak, winner of match 1. It's going to be Ryan Kress next. Ryan Kress is going to come in for his practice shots. We are set for game 2 in our second Stepladder finals. We've got Troy Wozniak and Ryan Kress.
I can't even see him behind you. I know. I come up to his back. No,
And we are ready for a handshake. Ryan Kress, the higher seed, has choice in this match. And it appears he has allowed Troy to start this one. And out of the gate with a 6'10", I promise. There it is. We just do these things to prove to everyone that we're live, that's all. There's no editing. This is not an edited show. And out of the gate with a spare. So Ryan Kress is a player who has done some good bowling here at Central Lanes before. Made our shows here in our first season that we were here, and he qualified through the 3rd qualifying squad today into the finals round. And just as I was about to talk about how he might have the advantage on the left side of the lane, it's an opening split. So I would have thought that this could be his side of the lane to himself, the first left-hander that we've seen tonight on our shows. You know, perhaps it's too early to determine that he doesn't have a good ball reaction. Sometimes the first shot out of the gate is not as quality as you like it to be. This is, you know, even though this is just a live stream, we don't have all the bells and whistles of our normal television shows. You are still out there on the stage all by yourself. And 2 not great shots to start. Should mention that all of the bowlers who are on our Stepladder final shows tonight, by making these shows, they have qualified themselves to be in the field for the 2027 Beat the Champ Invitational. If you've watched our show before, you know that that is our season-ending signature event, and the only way you can even be in that field is to make one of our final shows, either TV finals during our regular season or one of these Stepladder shows for Summer BTC Live. These also qualify you to be in the Invitational. That's, again, going to be our biggest first-place prize of the season, and that is the wrap-up event of our 32 weeks of TV coverage that start again this fall. So all these players have the chance to be in that event and try to take down that big prize and the Healy Miller Trophy that is named after the original first 2 hosts of Beat the Champ here in Buffalo, and that is Chuck Healy and Van Miller, both in the Buffalo Broadcasting Hall of Fame. T-Dog watching from Bloomington, Illinois, by way of Indiana University. Thanks for being with us, T-Dog. We want to thank everybody that's with us watching the shows. We got Rick Shear from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Adventures with Don is watching us from Michigan. That looks like a quite nice shot. Mr. All-Maniac from North Myrtle Beach. I like that name, All-Maniac. Even though it's not a double for Wozniak, it feels like a more confident start in this match than it was in the first for him. And Ryan's going to have to respond. We've seen Ryan Kress a bunch on our telecasts. I think the description of Ryan's game is twofold. His game at first glimpse appears to be unique in the way he gets to the line, and I don't think that's a true indication of his bowling. It's just how he does it, and we've seen him kind of run the roller coaster of the different shows that he's been on. He's struggled to get that first win on Beat the Champ for quite a bit, and then all of a sudden just broke out. I think he bowled a giant game in the giant set in the 780s to win 3 matches on one show to get his first win. And so it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride. When he gets comfortable, he's shown that he can run off big scores. And then there's other times that he struggled. And so far, the start today is it's not on the side of that he was hoping for. 2 opens in the first 4 frames. James Atkinson watching in Anchorage, Alaska. We love it. And high for a stone 9. Bowling with Marcus is in Atlanta, Georgia. I think that Troy would have been happy to have at least a double out of these 4 frames. Better shots out of Troy. I think that he's getting comfortable. Perhaps it's comfortable or confident more so with the lane conditions or just in his surroundings out there, or a combination of both. This is the first time we've seen Troy on any of our Beat the Champ finals, be it TV or live stream. We have the bowlers fill out a bio sheet, and one of the questions on there is, have you ever bowled on TV before? And he said no. And so that's an honest answer. And I think this game is looking more like perhaps what we saw in Troy, or from Troy in the qualifying rounds. Having 1 game under his belt now, which was a bit of a struggle, still came away with the win. And he's starting to put it on a little bit here, taking advantage of an early, slow start from Ryan Kress. And trouble again going high here. Frank watching from Lake Orion, Michigan. Orion or Orion? I'm going to need to know the correct pronunciation on that one, Frank. Rick watching from Hiawassee, Georgia. Jason from Medford, Oregon. Host of one of our great PBA Tour stops that we used to have there at Lava Lanes. Jason, glad to have you with us. Home of the Medford Meteor, Marshall Holman. First half of the game, not what Ryan Kress wanted. He's going to need a second half turnaround here. This looks better. Is better. He's going to need more of that. I don't know. I don't get the sense that he's going to get the same openings from Troy as Troy offered in his first game. I think he knows he got out of there with a win in what perhaps wasn't his best game, and now it's time to parlay that into something more. This does not have the carry he wants. I think the ball change that he made in game 1, I think, loosened him up. And certainly the shots have been more quality shots this game. He's yet to have a double to show for it. He's still out with simple spares. 6 shots, 5 9 counts or better. Again, on this condition. Second error from Troy. So just when he was comfortably clean, he is no longer that. Darren from LaGrange, North Carolina. Frank says it's pronounced Orion. I don't think those were either of the ways I guessed, was it? I know I tried Orion. Orion. I'll go with it. I like it. Week 10 here. No roll from the head pin. Again, definitely could have been a bigger lead than it is here, were any of those doubles, and for sure if that were a spare on the 10 pin. Don from Buffalo watching with us. He likes that one better. Despite the spare, you know, it's still on Ryan Kress here to make a game out of this. 10 pins the difference. Definitely could have been more than 10, and Ryan has to feel pretty happy to only be staring at 10 pins down with the way he started. Strike here, we're all even again. He's got to give it more room on this lane. Still high, gets this one anyways. It does appear that the right lane is hooking more for Ryan, and perhaps it's just been hooking more for everybody. We know in the first show, Bill Swyatt struggled to get his ball up the head on the left lane. So perhaps that's just the characteristics of this pair, as we're seeing the right lane want to hook a little bit more for everybody. Connor Nowak used 2 different balls in his win in the first show. Three in a row, way inside a target. And that's just not going to hold here. There is not enough buildup, and the surface does not lend itself to getting away with that sort of shot here. So make no mistake about it, this is not a throw it anywhere and throw strikes here. And 5 pin, and we start to see some hands going up in the crowd, including Ryan's brother Tom in the back with his hand up. Both hands up from Tom now. He's going for double fisting perhaps. No trouble, no trouble. We have a 1-pin game, everybody. This is, there's been some twists and turns in this one. 300 viewers on the stream, that's a nice number in this sport. I want to thank everyone for being with us. There's a better shot. It's 10 out of it. 300 people, we need to get those likes up, everybody. We're looking at 20-some likes with 300 viewers. Let's get those likes up, everybody. All those likes, they help out the channel a ton. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, all of it helps us out here on YouTube so that we can bring you more great content like this. Strike up in the 8th. 1-pin lead. Can make it 11. It's left of target and still gets it done. So a very big double there in the 8th and the 9th. These are the parts of the match where you gotta step up. And that double is huge there. Now down 11 pins. Ryan Kress is going to finish this match first. Possible 206. Not enough room. Just has struggled to get that ball to the break point on, specifically on lane 8. That max score is now down to 194 for Ryan Kress. 94 still forces Wozniak to, I believe, stay clean. 56, 75, 94. So if Ryan could strike out, 9 out for Troy would be 194. So yes, he can still force Troy to mark in the 10th frame. He's going to have to do it with strikes. And does not get it. So it's looking like it's going to be back-to-back wins in the second show of the night for Troy Wozniak. And a Lancaster-West Seneca showdown is in the offing. I want to thank our great hosts here at Central Lanes in Salamanca, New York. As with all of our host centers, without them, we wouldn't have any of this program. Storm Beat the Champ presented by Bowlers Mart. It's a tremendous undertaking to be on television, locally, regionally, as we are, on YouTube here, these host centers. The reason why we have this is because we have a great group of proprietors that believe in this sport, that they believe that exposure for the sport of bowling is important on television, and that it's good for the sport in general. And so it's a tremendous project to be able to have here. Paul and Jackie Geiger have been two of our biggest supporters here at Central Lanes. Paul Geiger himself, a USBC Eagle winner in his bowling career. And Troy's going to wrap up game 2 with another win. It's going to be a game in the low 200s, and that's going to be enough. I think we're looking at a very good championship match this game. A little test shot there for Troy. 205 is the final score, and that's a win. He's going to move on to our championship match. Ryan Kress with a 3rd place finish this show. Let's remind all of you that this is only our 2nd of 3 shows. We've got one more Stepladder finals coming up when we're done with this one here, and that is show 6 in the overall run of Summer BTC Live. If any of you that are watching with us live tonight or on demand didn't get a chance to check out our shows from earlier this summer from Rapids Bowling Center in Niagara Falls, we had some great matches there. Those are all on our YouTube channel, archived. Shows 1, 2, and 3 were a part of that event from Niagara Falls. Go back, check those shows out. And of course, we continue after that with our TV segment of our season starting in 2 weeks in Rochester, and there's that promo. July 24th to 26th, we're going to be at ABC Gates Bowl. If any of you out there watching live or on demand, and you're in the northeast part of the country, this is your chance, your first chance of the season to come up, be on television, and compete on Storm Beat the Champ presented by Bowlers Mart. We've got a full weekend of action coming to you in Rochester. Tournament competition, chance to get out there and bowl for money starting on Friday night. We've got an over-under double sweeper. So if you're over 50 and you've got a under 50 partner that you want to bowl with, or vice versa, get your team. 7 o'clock, 4-game sweeper Friday night at ABC Gates Bowl. And if that name sounds familiar to you, that's because ABC Gates Bowl has hosted a tremendous amount of big events, PBA Tour, PWBA Tour. They've been great hosts, great supporters of this program. 48-lane bowling center, super facility there. Beat the Champ qualifying on Saturday. Squads at 10, 12, and 2. And then Sunday, we're going to tape all of our TV shows. We're going to tape 4 shows. And got an increased prize money for the entire season, 32 weeks. Coming up on MSG. Get ready for our championship match of show 2. Tim's here watching Lou Bauer. He's in our next show. Mark from Commonwealth. No, that's not Mark from Commonwealth. That's part of the name is Mark Commonwealth. Sense that this could be a very good championship match. Parker asks, are the episodes going to still be on YouTube? Absolutely. We're on MSG We premiere on Saturdays on MSG, and then we archive the shows on Tuesdays on YouTube. So we are locked in for 32 weeks of TV shows, and no matter where you are, you can catch our action. Hello from Reno says, I'm going to need to know, is it Gurn or Gurney? Or Gurney? Yeah, I'm going to need to know a pronunciation on that one. Biz Shorty is back. Again, if you are in the Northeast and you have an MSG network, you can check us out. Check your listings for when we're on TV. A lot of people that have watched our show on YouTube have asked questions about our show might not realize that this is an actual regional television show that we produce. Now, these are, of course, not Summer BTC Live is a YouTube exclusive live stream content. We do that in addition to our television shows. We're back on the air for 32 weeks, starting in the fall. Championship match time. Troy Wozniak, Connor Nowak. Connor, as I believe he did in the first show, has chosen to start on the right lane, finish on the left. And that's going to put Troy standing up in the 10th frame should he need to make the pressure shot. First frame, title match. And still in the pocket, can't knock down 10. I'm definitely going to be asking Troy after the show if, I mean, my guess is that yes, he is a true full roller. I don't know why he'd have an assortment of balls all with full roller drillings. Biz Shorty asks, where can we watch the TV show if we don't have MSG? We archive all of the shows here on our YouTube channel. The MSG version premieres on Saturday, and the archive version is on Tuesday of the very same week. And yes, that is the correct. You are correct, Biz Shorty. The episodes are archived here on our YouTube channel. So on this very channel where you're watching this show, if you have our show in full screen, just escape out of your full screen so that you have it in an open window and look for the name there underneath the video that says Storm Beat the Champ presented by BowlerSmart. You can link to our channel, subscribe to our channel so that you get all of our content. Those shows, they premiere on Saturday and we archive them on Tuesday so that you can follow our show week to week as we progress through the year. And so many of you viewers have done that out there. The YouTube support has been tremendous, and we absolutely love being able to bring you these shows. "22 years old. This is the first time you're watching Connor Nowak from West Seneca, New York. Collegiate bowler, former collegiate bowler at Lawrence Tech. NAIA team champions in 2023. Competed in the Intercollegiate Singles Championships during his college career. And a nice shot there. He must not have loved it from his reaction. I'm sure he's going to take it. Troy Wozniak bowled in college for Erie Community College here in the Buffalo area. Former champion of the Buffalo Kickoff Tournament. Through the nose on this shot here. Well, perhaps that one was a bit soft. Certainly not the way he wanted to get out of the gate here, and he knows he's probably going to need a good game against Connor, who's pretty strong in his first show. Perhaps some magic here. Can we bounce this out? No. Early open. Doesn't necessarily mean the matches are over. We've seen a lot of back and forth in these matches. Again, we talked about the lane conditions here. You have to keep up with the changes. You have to make good shots. Yes, this is lighted here. This is a 5.7 to 1 pattern, which at first glance makes you think, oh, they could be higher scoring. The surface here dictates the challenge, even more so than the lane condition does. This is an old school wood surface, and you just simply have to be on your game here. And can't convert in the third. It's back-to-back opens. And this looks like a different ball here for Connor. I'm not sure if he threw this ball in the first frame. He definitely used 2 different balls in his first show on these 2 lanes. The ball really looked like it rolled early to me. Connor gets it off his hand pretty good. Certainly doesn't lack for rotation. That ball just appeared to really kind of grab quick in the front part of the lane, which, you know, is not unusual on a wood surface. It's one of the things that you have to kind of fight up against sometimes. He's got himself a spare he can make. He did miss a spare in his title match in show 1. I'm sure he doesn't want to repeat that, especially when his opponent has given him a chance to get the early lead. Is Shorty's back? Absolutely. Check out all of our shows. This is you're absolutely correct. These are summer events live stream on our YouTube channel. It's a smaller scale than what we do during the regular season. Well, that's how you do it. Can Troy climb his way back into this game? Spare in the fourth. 27 pins, the difference between these 2 players. And it's too early for this to be a must strike. However, we need to kind of turn this back in a good direction for Troy. This looks like a better shot. Doesn't quite get there. Spare in the fifth. However, 5 frames, no strikes. His opponent yet to double, and previous shot on this lane definitely read the lane way sooner than he wants. So this is going to have to be an adjustment plus a cleaner shot, and this is not the easiest feeling in the world here. And very nicely done. That's a double, and that is control of this match. That is what you call control. He's, in the first half of this game, put himself in a really good situation. And he knows that if he can stay on top of his game, make some shots, that it's up to his opponent to force his hand. And until he does that, this is another good shot here. Nice. Chance to be a back-to-back winner is Connor Nowak, if he can keep this going. I think now is the time that this is a must. Good shot there. Troy's bowled better on this show than his scores have showed. That's pretty simple. Struggled in the first game. Made a lot of good shots after that. Has not had the best pin carry and has given some pins back with spares. If there's a time to kick it in, this is the time. He's got to put some heat on his opponent here. And gets that one. Okay. It's still here. Is that double going to have any effect on his opponent? I think that's a no. No effect at all. Four in a row for Nowak. Chance to make it 5. This has been a pretty good day for Connor. And week 10, still a good shot. Hey, this is not week 10s here and there are okay on this type of condition when they're this difficult. Having control of the pocket, you can't expect to just sling them around all day. Spare here. He's going to maintain a 47-pin lead with only a few frames to play. Don't miss another one. No trouble. Second of 3 Stepladder finals tonight, live here on our YouTube channel. Again, if you're watching live, I want to thank all of our viewers. If you're watching on demand, same to you. Drop us a comment or get in the chat with us. Brooklyn strike. Hey, he's going to take that. Still can bowl 222, can Troy. Clean for Connor is in the 220s. So, hey, let's get this one and let your opponent get up there and make the shots. He does. Okay. This is not the easiest of lane condition. You force your opponent to stay on top of your game when you can. So far, Connor has had the answers. This looks pretty good to me. Marco has subscribed to the channel. Welcome, glad to have you. Thank everyone for all the likes and subscribes. They truly do help the channel out a ton if you haven't gotten to do so yet. Got just over 300 viewers on this stream. Likes are at about 72. I'd love it if that got up to 100 by the end of this match. Love to see that number get to 100 by the end of this match. Truly helps out the channel a ton. Another great shot. And that helps out the bankroll a whole lot for Connor Nowak, is making shots like that. He has liked and subscribed to 10 back all night so far. Possible 249. can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him. Connor Nowak is back-to-back Beat the Champ winner. Summer BTC Live here at Central Lanes in Salamanca, New York. Troy's going to finish out his game. We'll get you a final score. And just want to remind everybody, if you're watching with us live, if you're on demand, you can click to the next episode on demand. If you're with us live, your link is going to automatically redirect to the next show. We do each show separately so that they archive correctly for all of our different viewers out there. If you're watching at home on your smart TV or on your mobile phone, nothing that you need to do. The link's going to stop while our players practice. We're not going to start the next link until practice time is over so that we can get immediately into our show for the on-demand viewers. Nothing you have to do. You're going to be automatically redirected to our next show. Stick with us. We've got another great show of bowling. Connor Nowak, big 249, has come up with a win. And Troy's, it appears that Troy's game did not score him the spare. Either way, unless he can somehow score 70 pins on this fill ball, it's not going to be enough. Connor Nowak is going to be your winner. We're going to stick around to watch Troy's last shot, give him the airtime that he deserves here. Been a good day of bowling. Just comes up a bit short. He's struggling to get 10 pins. He's going to throw this at 8. He's going to try to throw 8 back here. Good enough. It's a second place finish for Troy Wozniak. Your winner of show 2 is Connor Nowak. Connor's going to be back to try to defend his title and try to sweep the night here at Central Lanes in Salamanca, New York. Your champion of show 5. Coming up next is show 6, a whole new group of bowlers, and they're going to try to take down 2-time champion Connor Nowak. Come on back for more Summer BTC Live.